Well, hey guys, welcome back to episode number 26 on the Real Estate Marketing Show. Hi, Julie. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for
Good.
doing this in two parts because
No worries.
we were already starting to get into some pretty hairy stuff with these internet leads, so I want to make sure we cover it in
All right.
detail.
Well, for you listeners, now you know. The show's about internet leads. If you missed episode 25, you must go back and listen to the sign call conversion. And we really got into a lot of stuff deeper than sign calls. Some of the, Julie, thank you, she got into some really hardcore buyer conversion scripts, role playing. So there was a couple things that she did and said in there that we covered that'll help you in your career for years and years to come. So I'm kind of glad those things came up. So I'm not going to tell you what they are. You have to go back and listen to that particular podcast, number 25.
Yes.
All right. So a couple of reminders, little house cleaning I wanted to make sure you guys are doing. Make sure when you go to realestatemarketingshow.com, if you get the opportunity, you can also click over to the HomeSmart Next Level Training Series and watch our live training that we do Thursdays and Wednesdays in our offices in Southern California. Thank you guys that are all across the country that download this and listen to this. But if you ever want to see what a live class looks like at HomeSmart, where we teach, go ahead and click on that tab.
And those are so fun because you can really go back and kind of, if you missed anything in person, as a new agent, we do have so many agents coming onto HomeSmart right now. So we've made them so evergreen where you can go back.
Yep.
Or even if you're a dialed in agent and you're just trying to increase by a couple more deals.
Yep. Pick a topic
Go back.
and check it out, and feel
And
free
then
to reach out to us if you
The
have more
social
questions.
media one, that's been huge. I mean, we started
let's talk about it.
10-week, 2015. We did Stark Social Media 10-week series, and so you guys covered all of the platforms in the beginning, and then now we've done 2017 revamping, and
They're
oh my
advanced
gosh,
now.
they're huge. Yeah.
So that's over 30 recorded webinars that you guys can listen to. And if you're driving, don't write this down. You can always reach out to us later. It's Stark and HomeSmart 10-week social media series. Stark and HomeSmart 10-week social media series. Or you can download Stark Social Media's app from the store after this. That's Stark Social Media. And then you can see all of our previous recordings. And if you need more, we can get you on the Facebook group. All that good stuff.
The Wednesdays Club Wealth, those live
All right. Yep.
podcasts too.
So if we jump back to this slide, if you guys look at this, if you're watching the YouTube channel, Club Wealth Real Estate Agent Mastermind, Club Wealth Real Estate Agent Mastermind. Every other Wednesday we do Facebook Live, about 20,000 views per week. And we're bringing in some of the most top producing agents across the country and basically putting them on the spot, finding out their success, no holds barred, grinding them and interviewing them. So it's working out really good. So anything else before we jump in?
Nope. Get into it.
All right, let's get into it. So we went over sign calls on the last episode, like I told you, and how to convert those. But we're going to talk about internet leads and the difference. Obviously, all buyer conversion leads are very similar, but we want to talk about the differences and what we have to do. First thing I hate about internet leads is they're expensive, right?
Because when you first got into this too, you were, it was just the sign leads, right?
There was no internet
Like,
when I got into the real estate
literally.
industry. Yeah.
19, it really was.
There
door
was
knocking,
no
open
internet
houses.
for reals. Yeah, it was door knocking, expireds for sell by owners, open houses, and that's how we can give these classes today on how they work. But honestly, internet leads are so expensive.
It's just real estate's gotten more and more expensive as an agent.
Right. No, absolutely. And here's what I notice about the platforms, Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia. I am a listing agent, right? I have a crap ton of listings. Right now, we have 35 listings on the market. I should be getting internet leads all day, every day, just because
on
I
the
own the
hour.
listings, right? What these platforms have done is they've made it almost impossible for me to get my leads directly without paying for them, which they all promised they would never do, but they don't. So if you went to Realtor.com, looked for my listing, they're going to do everything in their power to bring that lead somewhere else but to me directly, which is BS, but that's just the way they do it. So what does that bring us down to? Purchasing leads, right? Now, if the only reason an agent would purchase leads in today's market is probably because they don't know how to generate their own leads. I'm a
Or
huge
they don't have any listings just yet.
right. I'm a huge fan of buying leads. I wasn't for a long time because I was like, gosh, I can just do this on my own. I don't need to. But, we know these days if you're not on a team, you have to build a team. So building a team, a big team, or not even have to be big, just a team requires internet leads, in my opinion, just so they have a guaranteed slew of leads to go through, if you will.
Well, and I think something you said at the one of the council panelists events that we did was you said you have to diversify.
Right.
So basically, you were telling agents that they needed to be buying leads, they needed to be online, they needed to be open houses, and the foreclosure stuff, REO.
Yeah,
They basically,
absolutely.
when you were
Community
kind of
involvement, charity, all the stuff. Diversification is a really good way to put that. So buying leads is just a natural thing. So there's two things that we have to remember about buying internet leads. We already said they're expensive, but the other thing is you were just recently gambling, right?
Yeah.
I saw a picture of you.
I didn't mean to post all the money, but yes. That was the first time I've ever won a jackpot, and I won twice.
I was like, wow. Anyways, we could talk about that post later.
Yeah.
But here's what I know about going to Vegas. I'm a pretty big gambler. I'll go to Vegas or Laughlin or wherever, it doesn't matter, cruise ships. And there's always the people that say, let's just put $20 on black or red, or let's just put $20 on blackjack. Here's the reality. If you gamble small, you win small. If you gamble large, you win large. So most people start out at blackjack with $20 and they walk away within minutes. Oh, that was fun. I lost that money.
Right.
But if you start with a couple grand, your odds are much better, much bigger, and you're going to win eventually if you play smart. So it's almost impossible to win with a little bit. Mm-hmm. So let's go to Realtor.com or Zillow or talk about some of these leads. For $1,000 a month, you might get 4 or 5 leads. Right, and this is a reality of a number, and it's a terrible number to try to get. So we talk about conversion rate; it's really hard to convert those. So if you start spending 3, 4, 5,000, now all of a sudden your odds of converting are much better. So the new beginner lead buying agent comes to me and says, "I got an extra $500. I want to buy leads." I'm like, "Oh God, please don't." That is going to be the worst thing you can ever do from one of these platforms. Now, Facebook. That's a different story. $500 can get you 50 grand if you play that game right. Now, today, this is 2017, June. So if you're listening to this 2 years from now, Facebook, who knows? But as of today, it's a very good and positive thing for buying leads. So, but for now, let's talk about Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, Homes.com, and some of the other platforms like that. It is expensive. Right now, I'm averaging $26 to $30 a lead. So that's pretty good compared to Zillow and Trulia and all that. But that is because we're using other platforms like Commissions Inc., Ylopo, Curator, those types of things. They're still very expensive. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you have to play to pay, pay to play, pay to play. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, I don't care what anybody says. You're not that good to convert 1 out of 4. Most people aren't. If I can do that, I'm excited, and it takes a lot of work to be able to do that. So if you're listening to this and you think you got an extra $500 a month, don't buy those leads. It's not going to work for you. And here's another reason why they suck, because they're much colder than sign leads. These people,
a lot more cultivation.
Yeah, and this is what I like to put.
Longer.
I'm pushing buttons like crazy if I'm online. So you look at this beautiful house, it pops up, and they give you 3 more like that, and you're like, oh, buy, sell, buy, sell. How much is that? Oh my God, oh my God. Oh, and here's this. Here's a lead for a free pre-qualification, and now here's win a moving company excursion, whatever, all these things, and I'm just sitting there going ding, ding, ding. And when you're online, you want information now. So I'll give you a great example. So we just put my rental property on the market in Spokane, and of course, I don't have access to their MLS. It's kind of antiquated, so I go on Zillow. Dude, within 30 seconds, I'm a seller, right? And I'm like, ding, 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 pushing buttons, and these people are already calling me. Good agents calling me, and of course, I'm screwing with them and making their lives hell online just to test them and tell them about the real estate marketing show. But it's fun. It really is fun. But the reality is I didn't really want to talk to them, but I'm pushing buttons because I want faster information. I want it now. Before you know it, I usually have 3 to 5 agents calling them right now, really quick.
And you're finding that even in Spokane?
Oh yeah, the agents are on it. I mean, they're paying big money for these, so they have to be on it. Some are much better than others, and we can talk about that in a minute. But here's the one thing that we're finding out about now. You, running a Commissions Inc. team for a while, probably found out that the agents were saying these people are jerks on the phone. They
We
are.
have had that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you look at the screen, if you're watching, but if not, but here's what it says. If they're rude, it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because here's the reality. If you haven't called back within 30 seconds, somebody better than you has. Or maybe not better than you, maybe somebody with more time.
So you're saying they're rude because they've already spoken.
Bombarded.
They've already had their phone ringing.
Right.
They're
They're cold leads to begin with. They're not out driving around. They haven't taken a trip to go look at houses with an agent. They're in their very preliminary stages of looking at homes. If I got 5 calls in 5 minutes, or within the day or something, I'm going to start getting a little pissed too. Look,
Well, yeah, the point of being online is to try to get the information without really talking to someone.
right. And our whole point is to see how many people we can jack into our car by the weekend. But the reality is they're rude. That's okay. Okay. They've only gone through a cold stage. They're not serious yet. And they got bombarded. So we just have to say, you know what? All right, I'm cool with that. They're going to be mean. It's kind of like door knocking. If you catch them in between a diaper change or a fight with their spouse, or they just broke a bottle on the ground, you don't know what these people are going through. They might have just gotten fired. You don't know.
Right.
They're rude one month, but not the next month. So that's kind of how I think about these people. So knowing that these online leads are cold, it could take 7 to 11 months to really cultivate these leads. We're finding that out. We've got over a year now, Commissions Inc., and we're finding out, holy crap, after 3-4 months, these people are golden. Like, they're all ready to buy. They're lined up to buy homes from us. It's crazy. The reason being is we're the only ones following up with them. The average agent follows up.
Well, it's starting to be 4 times, I feel like.
The average agent.
It needs to be
1 time.
27.
Right. The average agent follows up 1 time with an
That's
internet
it.
lead. They get yelled at, and they go, like, screw that. Even in my own computer system, there's people that say, this person's an ass, and I never want to talk to them again. And if it wasn't
They
for
already have
Mike,
an
I'd like
agent.
to, there's all sorts of things. So now, as we rotate through teammates on our team, we're having the agents go back through and calling them. And it says, look, Mike, or this happened the other day. She comes up to me and goes, look, Mike, look what so-and-so put in the computer. It says this person was rude, a jerk, da-da-da-da-da-da. I called. He was totally nice, and I set an appointment for $1 million house. I'm like, see? This proves that these people are it's just not the right timing when you get a hold of them. I mean,
Well, but we were finding, too, that it was an easy, if you found that it was rude to one person, that if you switched it to someone else, or that if you even switched from, which is really bad, but the male to female.
yes, that's
was,
real.
That was real. Like, that happened within an hour, where we had somebody that was horribly rude to her, switched it over to the guy, and had the appointment that next week.
And we could touch on personality styles, because we always do. So important to mirror and match. Slow down if they're slow, speed up if they're sped up. Know your personality styles. Get all Tony Alessandra's books and really start listening to them. So what we've proven, like I said, 7 to 11 months is these people are on fire, and we're actually closing the escrows, right? I mean, we're closing 5, 6 to 8 a month right now just from purchase leads. But what I like about this is now the conversion is even less, and that's not something I should like, but I do. So 1 out of 10, I used to convert and close all the time, right? I was pretty good at it, so that's a 10% conversion rate. Then it's now down to 5%. So now 1 out of 20 is we're going to close or convert. And this is now. So you give me 20 leads that come in today, at least one person will be in escrow by the weekend. That's just kind of how the numbers play out nationally. We're going to have somebody, at least 1 out of 20. But think about that. 5% is not a lot that want to buy today. So a lot of agents come to me and say, I want now money. I want somebody to buy a house now. I'm going to buy a buyer lead. Well, that's not where you go to start, I promise you. But it's so fascinating to watch now that we haven't given up on these people, and we've called them 10, 11, 15, 20 times, how open they are to the idea of getting in our cars. We've pre-qualified a crud ton of these people. And it's like a whole new world. It's just that initial ouch. I'll give you a really good example. When I used to work expired listings, The day it expires, 20 agents knock on their door, send them crap, call them, and they're just pissed off as hell. They're like, dude, I cannot handle one more agent calling me. It's kind of like when I accidentally leave the seller's number in if we have a listing accidentally expire, and my client will call me and go, dude, what'd you do? I'm getting
Right.
tons of calls from all these agents saying you're an ass. So I'm like, crap, I forgot, sorry. So that's the reality. But the reality for expireds is you call them a week later. Now we're starting to get somewhere. 2 weeks, 3 weeks later.
Right. They've started to weed out the pack. Now you've gone from 20 calls down to 5.
Right.
And then now it's between the top 2 agents again, the ones that stayed consistent.
Stayed consistent, built the relationships, and sometimes sellers honestly need a break. They just do. They go, God, I've been on the market 6 months. Honey, let's take a couple week vacation. We'll come back, regroup, hire a new agent, go back on the market. Well, since we know agents only follow up once, now all those guys are gone. If 20 agents, there's only a couple going after him now. So my whole key to success with expireds was to call them all the time for a whole entire year. And then I used to list the holy hell out of past expireds, and that was my claim to fame for at least a few years when we were in that really hot market. So this is very similar. They are sick of all the agents calling day one. They've had time now to get pre-qualified and go, I can afford a house, or they're waiting for something to happen. Who knows what it is? Maybe they're waiting to get married, but most people just start online a few months before they get serious, and that makes sense. I mean, it's free. You go on an app, type in some houses, go, oh, okay. You accidentally push 4 or 5 buttons, now you got 20 agents. It's normal. It's okay. So the point I'm trying to make to the agents out there, like me, or don't be like me and get frustrated and say, these online leads suck. Like I was canceling Zillow, Realtor.com, everything, and I was like, oh, screw, I don't need any of this. But the reality is I didn't get it. I didn't understand. It was a whole new world of internet leads for us. But now we got it figured out, so now we can teach it. Make sense?
Yes.
So let's see what else I put here. Oh, set the appointment no matter what. This goes back to the same thing as sign calls. If you don't set the appointment no matter what, obviously you can tell, hey, when do you need to buy a home? Oh, within the next 30 days. Okay, well, let's set an appointment. If you don't, somebody behind you, again, is going to have a better script and get you. And you're never going to see that person again unless that person really pissed them off. But the chances of that happening are pretty rare. Did you know that most agents will buy a house from the first agent they talk to?
No.
Have you ever heard that?
No. That's new information.
Yeah, it's very true.
So the first agent that they called,
If
because
they're
you're saying
not
they don't already have-
douchebags, you have a really good chance of selling them a home. And I'm not saying, online internet leads that are junk, but when they decide I'm very serious about buying a house, that's when they will buy a house from you. So another good example, our listing appointment last night, we already talked about it a little bit. But I talked to the guy on the phone and I said, are you going to interview agents? And he says, you've been on the phone with me for 15 minutes. You've answered every question that I had. I'm very confident in your ability now. I was going to call a few more agents, but I think I found the right person already.
just over the phone.
Over the phone, I was like, oh, cool. All right. So you never believe that, right?
Right.
Sellers lie just as much as buyers are liars. So we get over to the house, and I brought Tammy, and Tammy's sitting there. And when we were leaving, I said, there was at a point within the first 5 minutes, I realized we were going to list this house. She goes, I could tell your body language totally changed. You picked up your cell phone and started returning text messages and got online while I closed the deal. I said, yeah, because I knew without a shadow of a doubt we were done. All you needed to do is get the paperwork signed.
Right.
And, and I did the trial close, or actually she did. She goes, if you're watching, other than price, is there any other reason you wouldn't list with us? And that was it. It was done. So how do I get set on these tangents? Set the appointment no matter what. So if you think they're a real buyer, set the appointment. Don't say, oh, I'll send you some listings, right? So let's talk about that in case you missed it on the last one. So, okay. Let's just do a normal call from an internet lead. And I'll call you right now, okay? Ring.
Wait, you're calling me?
I'm calling you.
Why?
Because, okay, you call me. Fine. You don't want to do it? Okay, go back to me.
Okay, ring, ring.
Hi, this is Mike.
Hi, I'm looking online at Willow Street.
Willow Street's available. Is that a price range you're comfortable with?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Jesus.
Do they say no?
I suck at this
Can you
because
tell I don't call on
I'm trying to
houses?
do this wrong. And I can't do that. Okay, let's go back. Let me do this real quick.
Oh,
Okay,
you didn't tell me
Willow
you're trying to do
Street's
it wrong.
already sold. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Well, you know what? How about this? I can put you on my buyer home watch program. And
No,
I can,
that's okay.
No, really. I can email you homes as they come on the market. That way, if you're interested, you can call me and we can go see them. Does that sound good?
No. I'm
There you go.
okay. Thank
You're
you.
like, wait, that almost sounded good. So that's the normal call that most agents go through, right? And then they're like, yeah, sure, email me. And then maybe you get the right email address, maybe
Right.
you don't. But let's try that again. So
Okay.
call me again.
Ring, ring.
Hi, this is Mike.
Hi, I'm looking at Willow Street online.
Oh, Willow Street is available. Is that a price range you're comfortable with?
Yeah, that one works.
Fantastic. That house happens to be available still. Would you like to see that tomorrow or maybe the next day?
Yeah.
Okay. Say I have an agent.
Okay. You want to do that?
Yeah.
That's okay. Thank you. I have an agent.
Oh, fantastic. How long have you been looking for a home?
We've been looking around for about 6 months now.
6
all right,
months?
3.
No, that's fine. No, that's real too. 6 months is real.
Don't you? Yeah.
3 weeks. Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you serious about buying?
Oh, absolutely.
How come it's taken you 3 weeks to find a home?
We're just still not familiar with the area.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you a question. If you knew this home on Willow was still available, and I can show you maybe some foreclosures or short sales that are way better deals, would you like to see those with me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we definitely want to look at Willow as soon as possible, and then.
Well, then let's do that right away. And you know what? I think I know of another one around the corner on Cherry Street that might even be a better deal for you. Do you want to see that at the same time?
Sure, just around the street, just around the corner.
Yeah, just around the corner. It's the same actually neighborhood. And you said you might not be really familiar with the area yet. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Gotcha. How long have you been looking in the area, driving around, like physically seeing homes?
Well, my husband's already working over there, so he's doing the commute, and then I'm kind of searching online.
Oh, fantastic. So online searching is obviously a little different. It's kind of like going to online and buying a bunch of bathing suits.
Yeah,
Do
we've
those
been
come out a
going
little
to-
different when they get shipped to you?
We've been going to open houses on the weekends, I guess, too.
I'm surprised you haven't been able to find a home yet. So one of the benefits of working with Team Bjorkman is we do find better deals that are not on the market. Did you know almost 50% of the homes that are available aren't even on the computer yet?
Well, and everything I'm finding is when I call on them, they're already sold.
Yeah. Here, and I'll explain a little bit why. Once I put a home on the market, it takes a few days for even the sign to go up. The seller always wants to paint, declutter, clean carpets, something that makes it take a few more days, right? So by the time we actually go on the market and then do photos, it could be a week or 2 weeks. Meanwhile, I have a pre-marketing campaign that's already been launched. So all the buyers in our database know about it, all the agents know about it, and it gets you in a really unfair situation, right? You didn't even have a chance at that home. So if you knew that you had an agent committed to finding homes that are not on the market all day, every day, would you like to see some with me?
Sure.
Fantastic. So those are the same scripts we use for sign calls, right?
Well, yeah,
Foreclosures, short sales not on the market.
The
And
only
I know I'm
part-
throwing you in a spin,
No,
so I
it was
apologize.
a little hard because I still pictured myself online. So I pictured myself on my iPad calling you, or I don't know, in my head it was going too slow. At some point I was kind of like, I'm in a different mindset than rather if we
So you're ready to buy now.
Well, no, when we were in the car on the last episode, when we were calling from a sign call, you picture yourself in the car calling,
Right.
and you could get in the car with that person or
So
that
we gotta
agent
shut our
right
eyes and
there.
say, I'm in the car.
Right?
I'm in the car.
But when you were calling from home, then I'm like, dinner's over here. Like, go faster, shut up. Just
Oh, okay.
It was going too slow.
So you're right. You picked dinner. That could have been anything,
I saw
right?
like water boiling over,
And that
like,
could have been a kid ready to go to soccer practice, all those things. So what?
And
what
you were trying to school me on how long things happen, and I was like,
right.
oh.
And I love that as a driver. That is perfect. Sometimes we have to tell a story to get people to understand. And if you're like already going, that's great. That's a driver. And I need to pick up more on that. So we did set an appointment pretty quick. I mean,
Well, and your questions always drove to a yes, though. I mean, it's really difficult to be rude to those questions. Like, I'm
Right.
trying to be, and
Like,
maybe that's just not so
if I could show you a really good deal, do you want to see it? No.
No.
If I could show you a foreclosure or a short sale not yet on the market, would you like to see that?
No.
But here's what's funny. We've had role playing with it happened like 2 or 3 times in the last couple times. Well, I'm a busy person and I don't want a foreclosure. I want them to be really nice turnkey
No, we
homes.
did talk about foreclosures where they
So,
don't.
but it
It's
happened the other
time
day
frame
when
that
you
they
weren't
don't want
there
to go
too.
6 weeks, or they don't. They think that one, it's gonna be a fixer upper.
Right.
Like other agents have now started to put in their head, it's gonna be a lot of construction, a lot of work, and you're not gonna get a good deal, and it's gonna take forever. So
That's crazy.
you're just competing with what
Right.
maybe.
So then if that's the kind of person you get on, we got to focus on, I know of a home that's a better deal with better features that's not on the market yet.
And even that seems too long, right? I
No.
would shorten that.
Well, but what I'm saying. I love that you're a driver today. So what you have to do is find out their hot buttons, though. But if they're like, no, I'm just looking online,
Right.
because a lot of people feel that all these houses are online. So it's super crucial for us to say, look, they're not all online.
Right.
And then you have to go, what do you mean they're not all
That
online?
does absolutely perk
Yeah.
something in you that it's like, well, no. And then you start to qualify that. If they really have been on Realtor or Zillow, then they have experienced that going online and it's not available. So it's kind of
Right.
you're qualifying a
It
little bit.
depends
of both
on where
sides.
they're at in the process, and that's why it's not going to always happen on the first one. So if you're like going, you see water boiling over and all that, you're probably not very serious. Like if you're really looking for a home, you're online going, God dang, I need to find a house. Kids are starting school, and you're desperate for information.
Right.
You got water boiling over, you're just goofing off on an iPad. You're totally not in the buying position. But 3 months from now, you might be going, oh gosh, dang, I need to find a house right now. So that's what I love about online leads. You need to find out where they're at. And those are, if we go into our database, mark them A, Bs, and Cs for they're on fire now, we're going to have our best art buyer's agent call them, or Bs, I couldn't really tell. They were in the middle of something. Cs, they're kind of junk leads. We'll give that to our worst buyer's agent. That's how you have to, prioritize that. And that's real, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
real. Unfortunately, if you're going to suck at being an agent, you're going to get the crappy leads. That's just the way it is. All right, so how long did we go on that one? But internet leads, they're cool, don't get me wrong, but let's touch bases on it again. You have to talk to them about things that are not on the market. Foreclosures, short sales, homes in the spruce up stage, because internet buyers think that everything's on the internet, right? That's just the way it is. If you go look for a car, it says click on our inventory. You're like, well, that's their inventory.
Sure.
But you don't know. There could be that semi truck with 10 models sitting on that truck out front. And that's what you have to say. Look, yeah, what you see online, yeah, we can get you some of those. But what you don't know about is that new shipment out on the street right now. It's got all the newest, fanciest, greatest stuff. You're like, oh wow, I better
Right.
just come in and I'll show you those. Man, I don't want to. Oh God, I do need a car, so all right, I'm going to come in.
Right.
How many times have you been sucked into coming into the dealership? Oh my God! But it's true. You get there, there's other crap that's not on the internet. And that's the way you should say it. The internet's only updated once in a while. Half of the homes that you see that you would like to see are not even on the internet
Right.
yet. And you got to be able to find somebody in that comfort zone of discussing it. Water boiling over? No. Somebody's like, I'm about ready to have a baby in a few months. I really need to do this. Or I got relocated and I start my job on August 1st and I need a house. Those are the ones you're looking for.
Right.
Right. So, but those other ones that have water boiling over and you're this ding dong is talking to me too long, you're going to listen next time I call because you're going to be a little bit further into the process, And hopefully you guys all remember that script, foreclosures and short sales not yet on the market yet, because there is a time where they're going to care about that.
Right. If you're saying that every single time,
Yeah.
it works the first time, really. It does.
It should. Yeah, Mrs. Smith, one of the benefits of working with Team Bjorkman is we have a 21-point action plan that we go through every day to find homes that are on the market. I know agents tell you all the time they're going to be searching the MLS daily for you, but as a matter of fact, that's the very last thing on our list. The first thing on our list is knocking on doors, sending mailers, talking to other agents, our network groups. We're doing everything to actually extract these homes out of wherever they're hiding for you to see. If your agent isn't calling you every day, telling you exactly what they did that day to find you a home, chances are they're driving other buyers around in circles and waiting for that beautiful thing to pop up on their email notification. Meanwhile, you and 14 other people have the same notification and welcome to Bidding Wars. Is that what you want?
No.
Of course not.
Yeah, no.
All right. So internet leads, we can go into we can stop that a little bit. Where are we at on time here?
Good.
Want to keep going?
1 minute.
1 minute.
No.
Okay, then guess we don't want to keep going.
No.
Well, thank you for watching. Now we have to have a part 3. God
Yes.
dang it.
Well, come on. This is important.
It is important. This is important because we had open house training. Don't get me wrong, but we're going to talk about how to absolutely convert these people. Open houses are so important. They're the best source of buyers, and agents just don't get it.
Yes.
They let them walk in and let them walk out, and you
And never
can't
talk to 'em again, and
do
it's
that.
crazy.
Yeah. So we already figured out that you're going to spend $3 to $5 grand a month on internet leads. So if you don't have that and you want the same opportunity but with more quality leads, episode number 27 coming
do
up.
it.
Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching, feel free to rate us 5 stars at the Apple Store. We'd appreciate that. And share this with other agents around the country because God knows they need it. All right, guys. Thank you, Julie, for a wonderful show. And we'll see you next time.